Thanks for coming out today. Um, Let me see. How am I going to do this? This is kind of different because I normally I've this is my first Zoom class to actually teach a class because normally I do them, at home, and I'll have my TV and I'll have my slides and everything. So I'm gonna have to get used to this, like sharing the screen and everything. So I do have some slides to go around with this, and then my picture will be up in the corner so you can still see me talking. So this is kind of new for me too. Um, but yeah, so I guess I'll just tell my story about how I got involved with Young Living and everything, because uh, like all my life, like I've been into health and wellness. Um, and I always knew like our immune system was designed to handle like any type of illness that came along. We're already equipped to handle that. And hey, Nick, and so whenever I felt like I'd get a scratchy throat or something like that, I would always go to Whole Foods. And I'd go to the juice bar, and it was always like the same thing. I'd order the same thing. I'd get carrots, beets, parsley, ginger, and apple at the juice bar, and I would drink that uh, until I felt better. So I just knew I just needed to boost my immune system to be healthy. And so like on Facebook, I just asked a question just to anybody. I'm like, what are you doing? Because this is a crazy time going on right now, and like, what are you doing to boost your immune system, to protect yourself? Because I believe God designed us to be able to our bodies to be able to handle anything that can come against us. We're equipped to handle that. And so if we can just boost our immune system, then we can you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Even when people get sick around me, it's not that big of a concern to me. I mean, yeah, I take precautions and everything, but it's just so important to be proactive and to protect ourselves. Um, so yeah, that's really how I got started. And I actually got invited to a class, Young Living class. It was a 101. We were just talking about oils. And when I went, I wasn't really interested in anything like this. I went because it was a friend of mine, Jennifer, and I just went, just because I'm a friend. I said I'd go, so I went. And so at the time when I started, uh, when I learned everything, I just saw how like everybody in that class was like, oh yeah, like I mean, they were like so excited about being able to I don't know, just have access to a lot of these great products that we have. And so that was around that was in October of 2016. And so 20 in the fall, that's the time of year where like, there's a lot of stuff in the air, and like I have a lot of respiratory issues. And I had that for like 25 years. It was just every year was the same things. I knew, college football season, state fair, all that kind of stuff was going on, and I had to like stay inside. I had to protect myself from all that stuff. And like I was always on all kinds of different uh, medications for that stuff too. And I don't like taking medication for anything. Like I was saying before, how I feel like we're equipped to handle that kind of stuff, but I was so miserable that I needed something. I was desperate. And so what actually was the deciding factor for all this stuff, that being involved with Young Living, I thought it was a great business model just starting out. But when I actually started using the products, because what I did was I looked up, I have a pocket reference, and I looked up what to use for the issue that I was having. And it suggested using digize, which is actually for your digestive system. And I don't know if you can see back there in the corner, I have my diffuser running, but I had that running next to my bed. And so I just had it running while I was sleeping. And so after a couple of nights of doing that, I thought, like, wait a minute, I don't think I need to take that medication anymore. I've been taking it for so many years. And I said, I'm just going to see what happens. And so I, uh, I just stopped taking that medication after 25 years of doing that. And like, I don't need that anymore. That was back in 2016. I haven't used any of that medication since then. And so that was really what got me just, I don't know, got me really going with all this stuff, because I found something that actually helped me and that was healthy for me. It was all natural for me. And so, yeah, that's what got me started. That's my story. So let me go ahead and I'm going to jump into these slides over here. So I must also say that I need to make a disclaimer that I'm not a doctor. All this stuff is just for educational purposes. So a lot of people ask me, well, what do I use for this or that? That we're not going to do that tonight. We're just going to, this is just for educational purposes. I have a lot of, I have a big desk reference right here. So all the medical studies for a lot of things that I do, I don't just use the stuff. I want to make sure I'm using everything properly and take everything that's recommended. And so, I do everything. I'm pretty much a by the book kind of person. So I like to make sure what I'm doing is going to be effective and healthy for me. So, so I just need to make that disclaimer. So, so we're just going to go ahead and jump right into the toxic 10. So, and before I say this, I just want to mention how, it just seems like most of us, we're concerned when we think about health, we think about diet and exercise, and that's it. It kind of stops there. I never even knew this, but it's the things that we put on our skin, that absorb into our bloodstream, and that, gets into our organs, and so into our brain also. And, that can have long-term effects on our physical health, on our mental health. And because it was a really big eye-opener for me, because both of my parents had dementia. And so because of that, that's been a huge concern of mine, because I do not want to go through that. And I don't want anyone else to go through that too. And it was horrible. And so I wish I had the stuff now back then, because I don't know, the longer that you're on it, that you're using cleaner products, that, in my opinion, you're down the road, you're not going to deal with that kind of stuff. So this is all about prevention. Because another thing is, people often come to you or come to me asking, or go to the doctor asking, well, they only go when they're actually sick, so this is all about prevention. And, starting today, I wish I would have started 20 years ago, but starting today is the best time to get started. So I'm just going to start from the top. Deodorant, antiperspirant. There's, you put deodorant under your arms and your lymph nodes. And so, those chemicals, they absorb into your system. And I have alternatives now that I use, but, for all my life I was, putting, deodorant on, because, a lot of antiperspirant has aluminum in it, and it can cause, all kinds of other, that's linked to Alzheimer's disease. And so, these are the different things just to look out for. Another thing is toothpaste. When you brush your teeth, it's in your gums, and actually like uh, you absorb everything that you're putting into your mouth. Um, and I was reading a Harvard study just recently about why it was a study on how they started putting fluoride in the water, and they were seeing an increase in, or actually a decrease in, the amount of cavities, and uh, and but there was a flaw in that study, or well, actually, the reason why they added the fluoride into the water was to help with tooth decay and all that. But this Harvard study found a flaw in that system, because they realized that during that same time is when they made improvements in toothpaste, and so that's what really, all of that coincided, where that was a huge part of the level of cavities and everything that were anyway found. But anyway, but fluoride, uh, so it may be toxic, and it can develop to the developmental brain. So like to children, it can be toxic to them, especially because they're growing, their brain is still growing, and their bones and everything. And so so it may alter tissue structure. So it can lead to learning, memory, or cognition deficits. So all this stuff that is meant to protect us, it's actually can be doing harm to us. So the next thing is laundry detergent. When you think about laundry detergent, you put it in your wash, it smells good and everything, um, and but your clothes sit on your skin, all day long, and so that gets into your bloodstream, that gets into your organs, and so you know just prolonged use. I mean, it can be just a very small thing, but it's years and years and years of use, where that's where the problem comes in. Um, so yeah, like and fabric softener is another thing. Like one time I was teaching a class, and I mentioned, like, one of the worst things to have in your home is fabric softener, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" Like everybody, like so many people use fabric softener, and but see, the thing about fabric softener is, like, there's regulations for what comes out of our tailpipe, but there are no regulations for what comes out of our dryer vent. And yeah, because we're just polluting the air with these chemicals from detergents, and just going out into the air, and that stuff is on our clothes. We're wearing this stuff all day long, and so um, I just want to make sure I'm on track here. So I got covered that, and so the next one is OTCs, like Bengay and Icy Hot. Like those products, they have like petroleum in them. And petroleum, when you put them on your skin, it's kind of like, well, it is like suffocating your skin. And so you're not able to breathe. And I mean, your skin like breathes too. So all that stuff, I mean, because when you put it on your skin, it's on there for a long time, and that can be detrimental to our health too. So another thing is candles, or an like plug-in air fresheners. And man, I have a nose that picks up anything. I can walk into somebody's house, and I'm like, all right, what do you have going on in here? Because it's not good. And a lot of people are candle junkies, and because they like the ambiance, and yeah, that's good, but it's actually polluting your air, because the air inside your home is 5 to 10 times more polluted than it is outside. So this time, all this, we're staying at home right now, and so we're breathing a lot of this stuff in, and And yeah, so it's a good thing we're not going to be here, for like, this thing is going to lift eventually. So, you know, but the thing is, it's prolonged use again, day to day. We just need to eliminate those things. We can replace them with other things. So I'm going to get to some solutions here in a little while. I know I'm all gloom and doom, but um, so let me see now. And mold. Um, yeah, so mold is lurking. Whenever there's, I mean, we have plumbing in the home, so there's always some sort of mold growing, and so we're breathing that stuff. Especially if we don't clean our air filter, from our air conditioner. There's a lot of condensation, and that stuff's just blowing out mold too. I'm sure you can open up your air conditioner. I'm sure you're going to find a lot of mold in there. Um, so another thing is plastics. Oh shoot, I forgot my. I usually do this little demo whenever I do. I know Nick remembers this part. Um, that I'll blow up a balloon and I'll put one drop of lemon oil on it and it pops the balloon. And the reason why that balloon pops is because there's petrochemicals in that plastic. And even like your shower curtains, like I used to love like getting a new shower curtain. You go take a shower and you just smell that new plastic smell. Like, I don't know, it smelled good to me. And that's not good for us though. We need to like be aware of that kind of stuff. Even like drinking from like plastic bottles and things like that. Like I have a stainless steel bottle that I drink my water from, and so, and now to drinking water. Yeah, in our drinking water, there's all kinds of stuff in there, and like even from like people like flushing their like, or I mean, there's a lot of like artificial fertilizers, there's pesticides, there's prescription drugs in our water supply. And it's so important to clean all that stuff out and or do the best we can, to what we have. Dallas has, well, I mean, I know, well, Monica, you're in San Antonio, but Dallas has some very clean water supply, but still we have to do what we can, to protect ourselves from stuff that's in the drinking water. And number 10 is household cleaners. So, yeah, cleaners, like oh man, we're going to get into that in here in a minute. But cleaners, like, man, like, you think about, like, I had somebody that, I was talking to them about essential oils, and they said, well, it affects my cat, or even if it affected your dog, you use cleaning product, you mop your floor, and your cat is down on the floor, in the midst of all that, those cleaning products you're using, and those products are more dangerous than an essential oil. Like, anyway, I'll get into that. That's a whole topic for another day. But so anyway, like, this has spawned a whole other industry called greenwashing, where like you can like label your product, green or all natural, and you can charge more for your product because of that. It's just a word that they put on their label. And I just for kicks, I like to go to the FDA website and do some light reading, and and I was reading how the FDA doesn't even define words like that, like natural or, uh, or green, or, they don't have a definition because they're kind of hands off. They're like, okay, like, and companies can use those terms in order to, make you believe that you're buying a great, a good product, or a healthy product for you or your family. So that's something. Don't just read the label, read that, and take take it for what it's worth. We have so many resources to actually do our research. And so, yeah, I mentioned before how like our skin is, it's the largest organ of our body. So anything you put on your skin, it's going to absorb into your bloodstream. It's going to absorb into your organs. So it's important to, protect it. It's highly permeable. And so toxins are absorbed through the skin or mucous membranes by drinking water, showers, bathing, swimming. So, if you can't eat it, like, why would you put it on your skin? Because it's getting into your system also. So, that's one rule of thumb is like, it's getting in there. So, so let's move on to the next one. So here are the common ingredients found in a lot of products that are like under your kitchen sink or in your bathroom cabinet. So it's going to start from the triclosan. Triclosan was a product that was in antibacterial soap, and it's a very strong cleaner. I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, killing bacteria or killing bacteria. But it was found, they actually removed it because of its toxicity level. But what's interesting though is it's still found there's a toothpaste. It's a very popular toothpaste that triclosan is still in, because they said that, okay, it's the effectiveness of killing gingivitis and all that stuff it did that. Although it's harmful to us, it's killing gingivitis. It's doing that stuff. So it's like, okay, what's going on here? It's like we're putting something in us that's poisonous for us, but it's removing our plaque and gingivitis. It's like, what are we going to, how are we going to make a decision with that? So we need to educate ourselves in order to know what products to use. But that's a product, or that's an ingredient that you need to look out for, that you need to avoid. So next thing is parabens. Parabens is found in so many different products. Like anytime you pick up a lotion or shampoo, or it's going to have some kind of paraben in it. And it's been known to be an endocrine disruptor. So dealing with your hormones, and it's found in lotions, creams, deodorants, a lot of skincare products. They found it in breast cancer tumors, and it's banned in so many different countries too. And phthalates are also endocrine disruptors. They're found in all kinds of things. And so they're a group of chemicals that are used to make plastics more flexible and harder to break. So they're used in hundreds of products, like even vinyl flooring and detergents. And another thing is fragrances. So whenever you see the word fragrance, like, you just think for a second. You're reading a label and you read the word fragrance, and what does that mean? It can be thousands of different chemicals in there, and it's just hiding behind the word fragrance. And companies are legally allowed to put that word in there and put all kinds of other chemicals in there, because they can say, well, we're hiding our trade secrets. And so that's totally legal. That's allowable. And we have no idea what is in there. I mean, it could be, who knows what. And so all the products that I use, like, they do not have the word fragrance on them. Because I remember I used to buy a detergent that was lavender scented, way back, years ago. I thought, okay, it smells like lavender. And I used to think I knew what lavender smelled until I smelled real lavender. and it was just a fragrance. It was just chemicals made to smell like that. And so, like, even like when I go to the grocery store, like I'm in and out like so quickly because I just get, uh, produce and vegetables, vegetables and fruit. And, and I don't even need to spend a lot of time in there because I don't even walk down the cleaning aisle. For one thing, I don't need anything there. Another thing is I'll have to cover my face, because I don't want to smell that stuff, even like the detergent aisle or anything like that, because I know smelling that stuff, it's not, it's just chemicals. And so yeah, every time I see fragrance, like it kind of makes me upset, really. Um, so another thing is sodium lauryl sulfate, and that is very common in like shampoos and toothpaste because what it is, it's a foaming agent, and it's actually a natural product. It comes from coconuts, but the chemical makeup of it is yeah, it's not good for us. And so yeah, something can be all natural, but that's just a word. It's other things that are all natural are like formaldehyde and what's another one? Like uranium and mercury. Those are all natural. And those are deadly to us. So yeah, sodium lauryl sulfate is banned in lots of countries too, and so here are some reasons to avoid. Um, yeah, even in concentrations as low as 10%, it's caused skin corrosion in animal studies, eye damage, pesticide, pollutants. Um, Propylene glycol. Yeah, that's actually it's a main ingredient in antifreeze, and it's a form of mineral oil. So yeah, it's found in a lot of products too, and yeah, it can cause kidney damage, premature aging effects, yeah, a lot of skin irritations. So since 1950, at least 70,000 new chemicals have been created. So so there's new chemicals being created all the time, and actually, I'm trying to remember the number of chemicals that the USDA like bans, and it's like 11. Whereas the European Union, they ban like I think it's like 1,200 chemicals, and Young Living actually bans 2,500 chemicals out of our products. So Young Living goes above and beyond what what's required, because like I don't know, we'll get into that in a minute when I get to the solutions, but so here we are, the Nature's 9. So now we're going to talk about solutions. So I get kind of upset talking about the other parts. So I like talking about solutions. So let's start off with deodorant and antiperspirant. So actually, Young Living, we actually have a line of deodorant, but I use it's kind of funny. People laugh when I say this, but I use one of our oils. I use patchouli, and I just put one drop in my hand and just rub it together, put it on my underarms, and then I'll take the toothpaste that we have. Actually, have products like all over the place. I'll take the toothpaste that we have. I'll just put one little dollop on there, and I put that on my underarms too, because the toothpaste that I use, our Thieves toothpaste, this one has the highest amount of what is it called? Baking soda. So just for odor and just to absorb moisture and everything. So yeah, so I just make my own. I'm a DIYer, but not really, because like all of the products that we have there, I mean, like one time I was somebody on Facebook was asking, well, where can I find some toothpaste that's all natural and everything? And I was like, well, we have some toothpaste. And she said, yeah, that's great, but I don't want to have to make it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you don't have to make toothpaste. I just get the tube, I squeeze it on my toothbrush, but she was thinking that she had to like use the oils and like get baking soda and like just like have a little chemistry lab and like make it all, you know? And, but no, like you just buy some toothpaste, just make it easy, simple. So yeah, toothpaste, we have our own line of toothpaste. So, I don't know, we have like 4 or 5 different like types of toothpaste. We have this past year we just came out with a new whitening toothpaste. Everything's all natural, and I'm not going to just throw that word out, all natural, because of so many other companies that use that term. And but like with Young Living, like I've actually been to their farm and I've seen, the growing process. I've seen the distillation process. I've seen it all firsthand. And anybody can go to a Young Living farm and see the actual process, see that we don't use fertilizers. We don't use, all these chemicals in our products. And so it's great to have a trusted source where you can go and get the products that you need. You have to go, shopping around and because I just order everything I need online and it comes right to my door. So let's go ahead and move on to like laundry detergent. I have a bottle of laundry detergent right here. So this is so concentrated. This little bottle, it does 128 loads of laundry. All I need is like a quarter cap, and like I have a high efficiency washing machine, and but this, like, I'll wash all my laundry in it, and I don't have to worry about putting that stuff on in my clothes, being on my skin, and all that. So and so I feel I'm okay with that. I mean, like I'm like happy to I mean, that's one of the biggest things I will use for the rest of my life, because I know how those other detergents, like all the things that they carry in them, and yeah, like this is like something that I do not do without. And I actually have, I think I have like 4 or 5 bottles of it too. So not to stock, I mean, anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. But so another thing is back to fabric softeners, or like I actually have these dryer balls. I got them, they were a promo, so I got them for free. They're just wool dryer balls. And I'll put these, I use an oil. I mean, you can use whatever you want, lavender or just whatever you like that smells nice. I'll use geranium. I just put a couple of drops on like a couple of these wool dryer balls, and I put them in my dryer. And so, when I'm sleeping on my pillowcase, it smells like geranium. Like my clothes, like my bedding, it smells good. It's not just a chemical I'm breathing in. It's an actual, it's an oil. This comes from a plant. The oils come from, anytime you break open a stem, a grass, a leaf, there's a fluid that comes out, and that fluid is distilled, and that's where, we come up with, we create these oils. And so, like in this bottle of geranium, the only thing that's in there is geranium. There's no alcohol, there's no chemical extender, there's nothing like that. So what you get in this bottle is exactly, that's it. So speaking of that, like you can go to a grocery store, Whole Foods, or, anywhere, like, and you can find an essential oil. But the thing is, you don't know where in the world that oil came from. Like, what, like, do they even know? Because a lot of essential oil companies out there, they like outsource, where they get their oils from. So they don't even know like the growing process, because with Young Living, they take, oh man, you would not believe the amount of care that they put into the whole distillation process. And, um, the, like the fields, like with lavender, well, all the botanicals, when I went to the farm, I saw weeds, and that's actually a good thing, because that just tells me that, uh, that they don't use fertilizer. They don't use like weed killer on there. And the weeds are actually pulled by hand. And so, that was a lot of labor. It's very labor intensive. And so they put that much care into it. And then also, like there's, uh, uh, the people that work on the farm, there's like, if they have a bad attitude, they'll send people home because they don't want negative energy around the plant material or the botanicals. And, whether that's true or not, just the fact that they put that much care into their growing process, and that speaks volumes. And so let's jump into the next thing. I'm getting way off tangent here. So fabric softener, physical activity. So we have a blend of oils, Panaway, Cool Azul, or peppermint. So those can be used instead of like Bengay or like those other products. I probably shouldn't be saying product names, but anyway, those other products, like you can use those like these, which are healthy for you. So instead of candles and air fresheners, like I use my diffuser, and so whenever people come over to my home, like they can smell like, oh, what do you like? It smells good in here, because I like when I'm sleeping, I have it running. And during the day, like I have one running back there now, like I have, what do I have in there? Some eucalyptus and some orange in there. And it doesn't just smell good. It's actually beneficial to my health, because the eucalyptus in there, it's good for your respiratory system. And especially what's going on right now, I want a strong respiratory system. So, yeah, it's kind of funny when people tell me like, oh, I like it because it smells good. I'm like, yeah, well, that's great, but there's so much more to that, rather than just smelling good. Yeah, there's a lot of health benefits to it. And so, yeah, we want strong immune systems. We want strong circulatory systems. We want, our brain health. We want all that to be healthy. So, and as far as mold, like I have a friend that lives in Houston, and during the flooding, like it was like 2 years ago now, it seems like, it's been a while. But anyway, like I went down there because the mold was growing like in the sheetrock, and so we had to cut the sheetrock, and we cut the garage last. Because we were doing the inside first. And so when we got to the garage, it was already growing up the walls. And so we had to cut that stuff out. And but what I did, because we were in there, like, well, we had respirators on and everything, but I put a diffuser in the middle of the room just to, for the mold spores that were in the air, just to, it's not, I didn't put it in there just for the place to smell good. I put it in there for a purpose. So, it's very important to know that, it doesn't just smell good. There's a purpose to all this stuff. And as far as water, like what I do is, man, we have so many oils. We have over 270 oils and over 600 products altogether. So one of the oils I use and I put in my water, sometimes I'll put lemon, so to help detoxify myself. But like I have my tall, like stainless steel bottle, and lately I've been using Citrus Fresh. Citrus Fresh is, it's orange, lemon, mandarin, grapefruit, and there's spearmint in it too. And I'll just put a couple of drops in my water, just to help detox myself, because I know that, especially at the office where I go, they use a lot of cleaning products and stuff. And I wanting to remove that stuff from my system. So that's why I detox myself regularly. So I don't, uh, like I said before, my biggest thing is brain health, and I want to be well. And so the next thing is household cleaners. So I have, where is it? Our Thieves household cleaner. So this bottle of cleaner, it's so economical. You use one capful this one bottle will make 15 to 20 spray bottles of cleaner. So it goes a long, long way. Like I remember one time I was cleaning and I had a plate of food right there. So I'm like spraying around it and like, I don't have to worry about it getting in the food, and which is incredible. Cause one time I was at a restaurant and they were like cleaning the table around me and I'm like all hovering over my plate. I'm like, hey, because you have that overspray, it's like getting in, like I don't want to be putting that stuff in my food. And so, I didn't realize I had slides to all this stuff. So, I haven't done this class in a long time. It's kind of weird being locked up. You learn all this stuff. So, yeah, there's our line of deodorant. This is a pretty old slide. I mean, we have so many new lines of toothpaste now. And there's the detergent. So, yeah, with the purification, you could put that on the wool dryer balls too, and just throw that in. Yeah, one time I was on a ski trip, and speaking of purification, I like the room just smelled really musty. So what I did was I got a piece of tissue and I put a couple of drops of purification on it, and I just put it in the air conditioner vent. And we went to dinner and it came back and like the room just smelled fresh and it, cleans the air and like, and that's what I want to come back to, like when I come back to the hotel room, and so yeah, I take my oils with me everywhere. So there's the wool dryer balls. Yeah, Stress Away would actually be a good oil to put like when you're doing your laundry, especially your bedding, just to help you, and lavender too. They help you relax and calm your nerves. So yeah, that'd be a good oil to use. Yeah, I use a lot of Cool Azul, that's for sure. And as far as cleaning the air, these are the different diffusers we have. I actually have the Aria, the Rainstone, and the Desert Mist. I have them like different parts of the house. So, yeah, and rather than having like, let me see, the Desert Mist. Well, they all have lights on them, so it's kind of the same. Like the Desert Mist has even has a candle mode where it just flickers. It makes it look like it's burning. Kind of funny. I'll just breeze through these because I didn't remember I forgot that I didn't have I had slides for those. So yeah, Citrus Fresh is what I would put in my water. Yeah, so these are the whole line of Thieves products. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the whole way we came up with the name Thieves for the whole product line, or the actual oil. The oil itself has it's clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus radiata. It's rosemary and lemon in it. And so the oil, it actually, they came up with the name because during, I think it was the 1500s, there were some spice traders, and it was during the Black Plague, and they would put these spices on themselves, and they'd go steal from the dead or dying, people, the plague, and they lived. And so when they were captured and taken into the king, they were like given a lighter sentence because they gave up their secret formula. And so that's how like we came up with this whole the name Thieves. And so they came up with a whole Young Living came up with a whole product line uh, that utilizes that oil. So like, I mean, I've been using a lot of it. This is Thieves spray. Like I spray my hand, like even though we have hand sanitizer too, like I'll spray like my hands after going to the like gassing up, at the gas station, or I use it like if I can't wash my hands, I'll just use that. And then also like even if you have a sore throat, you can squirt it in your mouth. Um, like I take this with me traveling too. Like if I'm on an airplane, I'll spray the tray table, the armrests. If somebody sneezes 5 rows up, like you're breathing that stuff in too. So I'll spray it into like my hands and just like inhale it. Um, yeah, you can use it in the bathroom. Like, yeah, like, and it's small and convenient. So, yeah, you can use it everywhere. But I've been going through a lot of this stuff lately with what's going on right now. So, uh, and you can see our foaming hand soap, uh, and yeah, everything else I talked about, dishwashing liquid, the veggie wash. So I just dropped these in tonight, like before this started, because a lot of people are using hand sanitizer. Um, like, I mean, it's going nuts right now, the amount of people using hand sanitizer now. But, you want to put something on your skin that's actually, that's not harmful for you too. I mean, it kills 99.99% of germs. Um, and there's no chemical residue. So, like I mentioned before, there's no petrochemicals, parabens, sulfates, phthalates, synthetic fragrances, dyes, preservatives, or toxic ingredients. Um, so we're actually out of stock of this right now because there's just so many people, ordering it right now. But I know that Young Living is on it because one thing that happened was they were out of the bottles. They had the product, but they were out of the bottles. So they were just ingenuitive, and they started using another product's bottle that was the same size, like for our V6 oil. It's the same size bottle. So they started putting the hand sanitizer in that and just put the label on it, and so they were just able to improvise. Um, oh, I thought I had okay. Yeah. So that's the hand sanitizer. Um, yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned before with the, with the Thieves, this is an old slide too, or the graphic, um, because it's labeled like this now. But yeah, like I said, all this stuff is just very economical, because all you need is a little. It's so concentrated. Um, I don't know if I'm going to jump into that. This is a video that there's a woman. It's really funny though, but she just does this comparison of our Thieves cleaner to. She compares it to bleach and Clorox wipes and a few other things, and she just from the experiment, she just shows how like uh, just how our Thieves cleaner was so much more effective than a lot of those other products, those harmful products that we use. Um, and so, yeah, we have a whole line of baby products now. Um, yeah, all the stuff that like we have so many products, and it's even a cosmetic line. Um, yeah, the cosmetic industry is just it's not even regulated. So there's so much like uh, in lipstick. I mean, there's I forgot what the percentage was. How many lipstick actually has? It's like 90 something percent has like lead in the lipstick. Um, um, so we're using our skincare products. So we have a skincare line too. Um, so I wanted to get into like the pain points that Young Living solves. Um, so like the thing about Young Living is it's because I've been to the farms, because I know, like I've been to the corporate headquarters, and it's a company I can trust because I've seen, you know, I've talked to employees there, I've talked to people in the lab, and like I've seen firsthand everything. So like when I'm looking for a healthy product to use in my own household, it's easy to do because I can go to one source, and it's a trusted source where I can just order everything I need and it comes right to my door. So it takes away that pain point, and it takes away the guesswork. And you can go to the website, and if you're on Essential Rewards, which is our reward program, which is um, it's a monthly program where you get reward points. And so like right now, like every $100 I spend, I get $25 back in reward points. And so that adds up really quickly. And um, so I place my orders ahead of time. And I set the date when I want it to ship. So it comes right to my door. So I don't have to worry about, like, I save a lot of time and energy of going um, to the store and doing all that stuff. Because as I mentioned before, when I go to the grocery store, like I'm in and out so quickly because all I get is go to the produce aisle and I'm out of there. And and so, but the hard part is finding a reputable brand, who doesn't, like, because you don't know what in the world they're loading in their products just to save money, so um so I just want to open the mic here for anybody, and I just want to ask, like, just like for your own household, like what is, I'm gonna single out Monica. Can you go ahead? I'll go ahead. Can I turn your mic on?
Go ahead.
I just want to ask, like, on, like, can you estimate like how much you spend per month or per year just on household products? Sorry, I didn't give you any leeway to
Probably about $100 a month, maybe, or 200,
Yeah,
150, I would say.
yeah. So I mean, you think about, we spend this money on products.
But you know what? I switch. I buy something and then I don't like it, and then I go buy something else, and it's a
Yeah,
waste, whatever.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to find what's good for you, or like what works for you, and what's, also what's healthy for you. So yeah, that's something you need to consider. And so there's a lot of time involved, a lot of research involved, a lot of, trial and error. And so I just want to mention four things that like I don't have to do anymore, that I hope, like, helping you guys, that you won't have to do anymore, is search for healthy products for your family. Like, it's like you don't have to, like, go online and do all this research just to find products that, that will work for you. Another thing that I don't have to do frequently, I mean, I go for my checkups and everything, but it saves me doctor trips. Like, I mean, I've had some issues where, like, I look up in my pocket reference, well, what do I use for that? And so I, like, most of the time, like, I can, like, the product, I mean, like, something that I'll do is, like, it will save me that trip. And so that's huge right there. I mean, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars that has saved. And so, and it saves time and energy from shopping too. Like I mentioned before, I'm in and out of the grocery store so quickly because I don't have to go down the cleaning aisle or the toothpaste aisle, or, any of those exterior, or I mean, no, it's, what is it? The interior aisles where all the stuff you really don't need to go to. Um, and I just want to let you guys in on a secret too. Is, I mean, you mentioned, Monica, you mentioned how like you might spend, you know, over $100 per month on stuff. And my secret is that like I'm surrounded by products right now. I mean, this is like stuff that I use, like, you know, I it's stuff that I need. I mean, I don't buy stuff that uh anyway, I don't get more than I need. But the secret that I have is that all my stuff that I buy, I get it for free. Yeah, I get it for free because of um I do it the smart way. There's let me just break this down, because 90% of the people with Young Living, they I'm going to go ahead and turn this yeah, so 90% of the people with Young Living, um they yeah, they're just customers. So they buy the products and they'll use, you know, they spend the money and they'll buy the products and they'll use it for their household, which is awesome. That's 90% of Young Living. But there's 10% of the people that actually make an income from this. And so that's what I decided to do. It's optional. It's totally optional. But the reason why I do it is like when I get people started with Young Living, is my goal for them is to get their products for free. And there's a way to do that, and it's the smart way to do it. Um, and because, like, first of all, being on the Essential Rewards program is like, yeah, like I mentioned before, every $100 I spend, I get $25 back in reward points. So like the reason why I have like 4 bottles of detergent is because I cash in reward points, and like I just I got that stuff for free. So that's one part of it. So the next part is our referral program, because I like whenever I refer somebody, like Young Living sends me a check for $65, up to $65, from 50 to 65, depending. If they get on our Essential Rewards, you make 65, but if they don't, then you get $50. So I do that quite a bit, and so that covers like that exceeds what I spend. And like I don't want to scare anybody with this because this is totally optional. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is because like I like free stuff, and I take it upon myself to help people do that. Like because I don't want anybody to be in a financial burden. I want them to be able to get their products for free, at least. If you want to make more than that, because I mean, we have Young Living has a great incentive program in order to make. I mean, you have the ability to make a lot more than that, but my goal for you starting out is to get your products for free. So, um, so yeah, even if I spend $200 or $300 on products on stuff that I need, I'm going to get a check that covers that. Plus, I get reward points that cover that too. Like, let me actually share the screen again. Okay, so Young Living has a reward program. So you get discounted shipping, and you earn free products. So, um, but the thing about Young or Essential Rewards, it's a monthly program. So like I plan ahead of time what I'm going to need, and so like I see that I'm running low on toothpaste or I go through a lot of bath soap and like and so I'll just put that on there regularly, or different oils I run out of. You know, I like even though we have 270 oils, like I don't really order a lot of oils because I get a lot of free ones because of the promos. And so it's always like stocking up my oil supply. But I do use a lot of like citrus fresh. I use a lot of lavender. I use a lot of peppermint. I use a lot of thieves. So those I order, but all of our products have the oils already in them. I use a lot of our products, and like I mean, these are stuff you use anyway. And so like I like to share that with people, like just that that the smart way to do all this is to do it through is is because I like to share this with people because I know that it's going to help them with their health, because I know, I mean, I've read like so much about all the different chemicals that we're exposed to, and you know the history, like my parents that have been through. I want to avoid all that stuff with dementia, and just I'm so concerned about my brain health. And so that is the biggest my biggest concern. And so I want to help other people too with that too. And so um, if if I can help you do that where your products are paid for, that's even better. But I just want to mention again that 90% of the people are just customers, which is totally fine. I mean, that's where, you know, all that comes from. Um, but yeah, I just want to offer my, like myself, like that's my job. My job is to help you get your products for free. So if you know anybody that that you want to be able to, you know, to get healthy products and, you know, everything too, then you know, I'll help you do that. And so I want to point out that I do these classes regularly, and having this online, this is something new to me, but something I want to get used to because I want to do it more often. And so I am having another class in, I haven't set it up yet, but I'm having another one in 2 weeks. And so if you know anyone that you would like to invite to this, I want to help you make that $50 or $65 for, you know, getting somebody else started, and let's get them on the road to health and to you know, to wellness also. And so yeah, that's what I'm here for. And so that alone, there's a lot of other financial incentives that go along with that too. And so if you want to stick around, like I can talk to, like I can explain those to you later on. But for today's class, I'm not going to go into detail about all that stuff. So anyway, that's that. So I also want to mention that so for everyone that is in class today, I want to mention a website that I'd like you to go to. The URL is it's youngliving101.now.site. If you guys want to write that down or go to it, it's just a little form just to put your name, just so I know that you attended today. But it's also, I'm doing a giveaway, and so I'm giving away like a couple of free oils and probably some hand sanitizer or something like that too. So so yeah, like it's going to send you a follow-up email also. So if you can go ahead and do that, that would be awesome. And so I can like let you know about the next class coming up too, and we can get that underway. So let me see. Yeah, and here are our reference guides. So we have a pocket reference, and so I give this as a gift. So to whomever like wants to get started today, I have a link for that. Also, I'll put it in the event page. But whenever you get started and get on Essential Rewards, I give a pocket reference as a gift too. What the pocket reference is you look up any ailment or any issue you have, and it will give you which oils to use or which products to use. And so it's a great thing to have, because when I first got started, like, shoot, I didn't know what in the world to use. So I was like, oh, what do I do? So I'm glad I had that pocket reference, because, you know, it kind of like took the guesswork out of it. So ta-da, that's all, folks. I survived. I appreciate all you guys coming. Let me go ahead and take that out. So if you guys have any questions or anything for me, like I can answer those now, and I will be putting a link in. I guess I can just put it in the chat to get to Young Living, and but you guys are free to open up your mic if you have any questions for me.
Hey, Robert.
Yeah.
Hey, do you know how many like bottles of cleaner the thieves cleaner bottle makes? Like about how many?
I had to crank up my volume. I couldn't hear you.
Like, do you know about how many bottles of cleaner the thieves that household cleaner will make?
Yeah, 15 to 20.
Oh, 15 to 20?
Yeah.
Well, I thought it would be more than that. Like
Yeah.
the
Well, depending on how much.
Yeah, like if you are you supposed to use like a cap? I thought it's like a cap full per like 16-ounce bottle, isn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You think there's only 15 to 20? I feel like I made way more than that.
I don't know. I had a bottle that lasted me like almost 2 years.
I know. That's what I was thinking, is because I was like, I feel like it's way more, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was more like at least like 30, but I could be wrong.
So yeah, it's very.
And I use like 2 capfuls sometimes, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had it for a long time.
Yeah, I think I was telling you yesterday how like sometimes I'll use that, and then I'll add some like I'll either put lemon or what's the other one? I'll put pine, and
Okay.
sometimes I'll put what's it called, vinegar in it too.
Does it smell bad when you put vinegar in it? Like,
Yes, that's why I use it very sparingly.
Yeah, I mean, I've cleaned with like straight vinegar before, and that's okay. But like sometimes if I mixed vinegar once with Castile soap, and it was like the most disgusting smell. I couldn't stand it and dump it out. It was so disgusting.
Yeah, after I got through that one bottle, I was like, all right, I'm done with that.
This says there's 85.
85? Oh, really? Larry's looking up something that says there's 85 teaspoons per bottle.
Because that cap is like a teaspoon. It's not an ounce.
Yeah. I don't know.
So it says 85 teaspoons per 14.4 ounce bottle.
But then,
Did he hear me?
Oh, can you hear? Can you hear him, Robert?
Did you hear what I said?
Is he under the table?
I'm reading something that says there's 85 teaspoons per 14.4 ounce bottle. So if you're only using a cap full for that little 16 ounce spray bottle, that's 85 bottles of cleaner.
That seems kind of crazy high.
What? Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't do the math, but I just read somebody put a graphic that said.
Oh, okay.
You verify that.
Yeah.
Because 15 seems too little and 85 seems too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to like calculate that. Yeah. I just feel like there would be like way more than 15 to 20 capfuls.
I was thinking like 35. Mm-hmm. I thought I had heard that number.
Maybe we'll just have to count it. I'm going to pour a bottle, like count how many capfuls are in it as an experiment.
All right. And you guys have little Hannah to look after too. So, this stuff is like really important when.
Yeah, I can use it. I can spray it right on her things while she's sitting there, and I don't have to worry about her inhaling that, or touching it and stuff. So.
Yeah.
How's the THC stuff going?
What?
Have you been using any of the THC stuff?
The household cleaner?
No, just in general, the THC.
Not Thieves Household Cleaner, like the You mean the C?
The CBD. Sorry.
I do have some of the, like, I do have several of the CBD products. Our muscle rub is one of them I use quite a bit, like, because of that calf injury I had.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
But like, I don't really use a lot of the, I mean, we have that came out last year, but like, I just have so many other things that I use that, like, I don't know. I don't really focus on it too much because I have so many other things because like my Ninja Red that I drink every day, and that's what,
5 capsules.
yeah, that's what I drink every day. And so when I take my Ninja Red, I take it with, what's it called? The fish oil,
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called. Anyway, all my supplements and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I still have my CBD stuff like in the fridge, and I just haven't been taking it a lot.
Cool. We verified on the Young Living website. It's 29 bottles.
No, it's 60 to 65 capfuls
of
cleaner in each 14.4 ounce bottle.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's on the Young Living website. Yeah.
That's what it says. So anyways.
All right.
We'll let someone else ask a question now.
Anybody else? Hey, Denise. I'm going to call her out.
Hello.
Hey, Denise.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I think I'm still kind of having like a slow, delayed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I do have a question. So the PV points, is that the same as reward points that you were talking about?
Well, each product has a point value. So, and it's roughly like 1 point is equal to roughly $1. So the reward points that I'm talking about is essential rewards. So, yeah, like if you like to be eligible for the reward program, it's a minimum of 50 PV, roughly $50 per month to be on that program, which is a monthly program. So, yeah, when you start out on it, you're at the 10% level. So you earn 10%, like let's say you spend $100, you earn 10% back in reward points. So after the third month, you jump up to 20% that you earn back. So you spend $100, you earn 20% back, or $20 back, that you can cash in and just buy products.
Okay.
So eventually you get to the 25%.
I would need help, like checking out my dashboard, like for when I have reward points. I guess it'll show where the reward, how much the reward points are.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because those add up. But so yeah, like the longer that you're on it, because I'm at the 25% level now because I've been on it consistently. And the reason why I'm on it consistently is because I order everything monthly. Like my Ninja Red, that's like on my order every month because I go through 2 bottles every month. So I'm on it because also I want to get my products for free, and because like, okay, I'm earning that 25% level, but the check that Young Living sends me also covers all of my expenses too. So, so it would be foolish for me to go buy detergent, another thing because it's toxic from the grocery store, but it'd be like throwing away money if I went to the grocery store and I bought products there, because like Whole Foods doesn't pay me. Kroger's doesn't pay me, Albertsons doesn't pay me to use their products, and Young Living does. And so that's what, like I said before, that's my job to help you do that too, because I want everybody to get their products for free, at least. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that was my question. So you
All
can
right.
keep it. You can help me get my products for free.
All right. We'll do that.
Yeah, I guess like with the scare or with this pandemic like happening, I did make like a really big order, and so I'm enjoying the products. Like my family's enjoying the products. So I just want to, continue to spend about, like you were saying, Kroger doesn't pay me, Walgreens doesn't pay me. I find myself in Walgreens often just, picking up stuff. And so,
Yeah.
but if I can be paid and if I can still, my family can be satisfied, that's what I'm looking to do moving forward.
Yeah. I know Nick is aching for a question. He has a question on his mind. You can either put it in the chat or ask, whichever you want to do. If no one else has any questions, I can go ahead and wrap this up. I just want to close this out with a little prayer. Just because of all the stuff that's going on, I just want to just pray a covering over all of us. So, Lord, I just ask, I just want to pray to Psalms 91 over us, Lord, just for your protection. Just in the shadow of your wings, Lord, we're just under your protection, Lord. There's just so much going on right now, so much craziness, so much uncertainty with with our health and with our finances, Lord. I just ask for just a blessing over everyone here today, and I just over our community too, over our country, just over our leaders, Lord. I just ask for your covering over us, Lord, and just this is just a time where you've designed us just to rise up, just to shine in this world, just to be a light to others, Lord. And I just pray that you just give us the strength and the courage just to stand up and do what we're called to do, Lord. I just thank you for this business, Lord, that I'm able just to reach out to other people, just where I normally wouldn't even be talking to other people. But Lord, just thank you for just giving me just a platform just to help others. And I just ask for just an extra measure of just humility, just integrity, just that everything that I do with this business is just for your will, Lord, for your purpose, Lord. And I just want to just pray over everyone's health here, just for protection and their health, mentally, physically, and just fill them spiritually, Lord. I just thank you for all this in your Son's name. Amen. Thank you, guys.
Amen.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, Robert.
All right.
You did a great job.
Good night.
Bye.